You
Hey,
know?
check this out. Speaking of, since yesterday was Halloween, did you hear about this? What happened in Houston
No.
yesterday? Somebody got shot in a house. They're looking for a guy, leaving the scene. Get this, in a Michael Myers mask. So I'm calling this the Michael Myers murder. Actually, I got it. I think I got it right here. I'm a.
Oh, I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, like, we know it's not good, but I don't know if that. God, this could. You realize this could lead into all kinds of bullshit, like
Yeah. I
censorship
saw this on the
bullshit.
news
You
too
know.
today. Yeah. Yeah. Person wearing Michael Myers Halloween mask seen leaving North
Oh
Harris County murder
no.
scene. Neighbors
Oh.
say detectives in Harris County are looking into what led up to a man's death after he was found shot several times in his garage. Precinct 4 constable deputies in Harris County Sheriff's Office said they received several calls about shots fired on Hawks Nest Drive off Ella Boulevard and TC Gesture around 10 to 11 p.m. When officers arrived, they found the man's body in his garage with several bullet wounds. There were also family members in the home who were unharmed. Homicide Detective Sergeant M. Ritchie said neighbors reported seeing a person wearing a Michael Myers style Halloween mask leaving the
Wow.
area, but they're unsure if that person is the shooter. No additional details have been shared as it is writing, but officials are continuing their investigation by combing the area for witnesses and any surveillance cameras in the area on Halloween.
I've got to. I'm not. I'd be lying if I said I'm surprised we haven't had more murders with people wearing things like that. I'm not going to kid you. I just
Yeah,
hope I just hope we don't have, if they find out this is the guy that did it, right? And he's wearing a Michael Myers mask. I just hope this doesn't lead to something bigger, some kind of a of overreaction where
you start
society
getting copycats.
you remember back in the day there used to be a movement against rap music, against horror movies, against gore, blah blah.
Yeah,
Look,
And all that as well, yeah.
I love horror movies.
I
My
know you do.
fear is that this would relaunch a full scale assault against things like horror movies and slasher movies. Like, remember Siskel and Ebert? They hated Friday the 13th movies. I mean, they hated them. They would go out there and they would go into these rants about how these movies were promoting violence against women and exploiting women because I mean there was always hot chicks in these movies, right?
Yeah,
Not wearing a lot of clothes. It just is what it is. It was summer counselors, we know where that goes. And I hope it doesn't have a overreaction where, oh my God, now we got to ban Michael Myers mask, on Halloween. We got to ban those people, if you're not at a party or a gathering, they're blatantly, they could go after trick or treating because of something like this. They
Yeah.
could,
yeah, yeah.
literally, they could say, no, we can't have that sort of thing. I think one of the movies, in fact, I don't know if it was a Halloween movie or one of them where they may have banned trick or treating or something like that as part of the story because they didn't want people to think about the murders that happened years ago on Halloween, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Like I even know in one of the Friday the 13th movies, it was my favorite one, Jason Lives. They actually changed the name of Crystal Lake. They changed it to they changed it to Forest Green, the town of Forest Green, and it was
It's been a
called
while
Camp
since I've
Forest
seen it.
Green. And it was because Crystal Lake was trying to get away from the Jason Voorhees murders many years earlier.
Yeah.
And that was part of it. Yeah, one of the greatest lines in that movie is Tommy Jarvis said, I don't give a fuck what you call it. It's always going to be Camp Crystal Lake to Jason. I mean, and who was it back in the day? Was it Al Gore that was always trying to censor horror movies and rap music and heavy metal? He was even going after heavy metal.
I think Tipper Gore for sure was against that.
Typical.
His wife. Yeah.
That sounds right. Yep.
Yeah, because I remember they
Was-
going after rap music and everything.
Was he the reason that we ended up getting parental explicit lyrics labels on everything? Was he?
Yeah,
You know what? I think so. I could be wrong.
it's definitely Tipper Hall. Definitely, there was definitely that cunt. That yeah.
I'm shocked that people haven't done more murdering though wearing those masks. I am shocked by that. I mean, when you think
And the mask is iconic, man. People know the mask when they see it. The Captain Kirk mask.
I think that's. I can't believe I'm going to say this when you consider where we're at politically. That's a product of people being a little bit better in society than people give them credit for. Yeah. You know, I mean, there's not as many idiots out there trying to copycat the people. It's not going to lead people to go out to some camp and just slaughter the teenagers out there. You notice that hasn't actually happened.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
You know the only thing I'm surprised about it? I'm surprised these murderers ain't gone out wearing Donald Trump masks.
Don't give me any ideas, man.
I'm glad this is a member stream. We could just
but you remember
you're right. I mean
though. I wouldn't be surprised to have remember they had the Ronald Reagan mask. And people would like Rob Banks and Ronald Reagan mask.
What movie was that where they were wearing presidential masks? Was it Heat?
I can't remember.
With Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and Val Kilmer, was it Heat that they had? I can't remember. Was it Dead Presidents?
No, Dead Presidents. They wore the black face.
They
paint,
wore the
so
black ski. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, so I was thinking it was that movie, but it's not. I can't remember. I can't remember which movie it was.
Lorenz Tate. That was like his
blackface. Did anyone see that Ryan Clark video? He did Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did a video on it yesterday.
Rhodes, by the way, we should clip this out for.
To be honest,
I
don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
For the entertainment channel, I thought we might.
I don't see anything wrong about it, but the only reason it's probably kicked off because Ryan Clark is always preaching racism on ESPN, and him playing the victim. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that goes against him. But I don't see anything wrong with what Ryan Clark did.
It was Point Break. Yeah, okay. It was. Yep, that's right.